Alright guys, we're going to start our Megger testing with the Fluke 1507 insulation tester and the M500, and we'll do a comparison on these two units if, you know, that way there's, due diligence here on testing out this wire. I did request approval to change out two of the runs. I think you guys know which ones they are. Declined. I also recommended bringing out our, we got a 12 kW load bank and loading them up, but I was overruled as we're going to be energizing this. These two particular circuits are only for a inverter charger circuit to charge up some batteries on the ones that were scuffed up. So we're going to do just insulation tests, as they are the standard of care from what I'm told, even on a utility scale. And it's been it's gone to court and been ruled that insulation tests are the standard of care when it comes to testing whether or not wires are damaged. So I'm not going to be able to fit the whole video here. I did put full batteries in these guys. I got my batteries right here, but I'm gonna go through one by one, line to line, line to neutral, ground to lines, ground to neutral, and test out everything. And everything will need to be well above a 100. After changing out this one here, which I tagged red, I've already changed out this wire. There's no scuffs on it. It's a fresh wire, and it does have a Polaris in the J-box where it was damaged, so I cut it out well beyond where it was damaged and replaced good fresh wire all the way up to here. So it's already tested out good. Yesterday it was well over 700. I will post this video on my YouTube if you guys want to watch the full video on how I go through one by one, and it's going to get cut short on reels, so up to you guys. But yeah, let me get the show started. We'll start off with the Fluke. Now I already got my grounds hooked up over here. Let me double check you guys can see the grounds. Yeah, you can see the grounds. So all the way throughout the run, I have everything is totally grounded and landed on the grounding. All the pipes have bond bushings. Just because there's solar involved, I'll even do bond bushings on both ends of a 6-inch nipple, whether it's concentric or non-concentric, just because some of the inspectors, they get mad bonding disease and they really want to see it and they go crazy if they don't. Not my particular cup of tea. I wasn't a huge fan, but anyways, let's not get off track at the task at hand. So this guy right here is going into that J-box with that one wire that got chewed up pretty bad. There's the smoking gun, and it actually ended up having another ripped up piece, which is the one that measured bad, which was down about another foot in the pipe. So we'll start off with that guy, and I'm just gonna jam these guys in here, and here we go. Oh, let me set it. Let me show you the battery's good. Battery is at 5.5 volts DC. That's pretty good. We're gonna hit test, and we're gonna set it to, and I'm gonna do a 1,000 volt test on these guys and a 500 volt test. So we'll start on the 500 here, hold the test. We're up in the 550 range here. And we'll clear that out. We'll switch it to 1,000 volt, and that'll take us up to well over 2,000. 3000. That is an excellent wire. Now we'll go ahead and we can check it with our, pull out my fluke. And we're going to check it with this guy. And 700 and well over 1,000. So 2 different megas, same result. And we're going to move on to line 1. Stick this guy in there. And we're going to do 500 first. And he's at 550. And we're going to go up to 1,000. Climbing. It's way beyond 3,000. It's just loading that wire up. I'm also going to go down to the other end and test that side, just so that way I hit the long run from both ends, and we really know that, you know, this wire is in as good a shape as anybody could test it without pulling it out of the pipe and double checking it, and, you know, due diligence, because, you know, these LBs are shrinking. Long ago they were sized to fit the conduit fill. They're no longer sized to fit conduit fill, and they're shrinking and shrinking. So again, it's a newer thing. It's not set in stone, you know, where, you know, I wasn't able to figure out that they had actually shrunk down, and then we added a wire, and, you know, I'm not the top of the food chain here, so but let's keep going on the test. We can bicker and bicker back and forth, I don't mind, but these tests are here for a reason. And again, well over 1,000. Supco is pretty toe-to-toe with standard testing with the fluke, and it's a little bit more portable, but again, fluke has an incredible name and really helps you sleep at night. So I'll put it that way. We're going to move on to line 2 here, and I'm just going to jam that guy in there. Nice and tight, and we'll hit a 5. And this one, I believe this line 2 over here was a little questionable, so once we get these ones, I'll jump on to line 2 first. Let's see, on the 500 it goes up to 550. I think it caps out on 550 on the 500 volt. Let's go to 1,000, and we'll just watch this guy climb. Yeah, it's going into the 3s. Yeah, it's way up there. So no doubt that one's a happy camper. Let's see what old Supco says. And well over 1,000. So both meggers agree. So we'll go over here to line, or sorry, B phase. The red is actually line 3 here. Sorry about that. I'm at another job. So we'll go to 500, and we'll crank it up, and it goes up to 550. And then, sorry, oh, that's the other whip. We'll go up to 1,000, and we'll load up the wire there. I got a feeling it's going to go up to 3. And there you go. Well over 3 into the 4s and counting. That's way beyond what we need, especially on a 1,000 volt test. We're only going to be, we have a high leg at 240 volts. which is B phase here in the orange. I know some guys like them blue. My AHJ said he's fine with blue or orange for whatever reason. Orange was here on site, so I'm just trying to keep the job site consistent. Let's go ahead and get Mr. Supco on here, and we'll verify. I know some guys were saying that they don't trust this little guy, but you know, this meter here goes anywhere between $900 and $1,400. This guy right here, you can get him from a couple $100 and at least give you a little bit. If you don't have the money for this guy, definitely get one of these guys. This little guy will save your life on a rainy day until you can save up for that beautiful piece of machinery there. I've actually had this one trigger a little bit earlier, and I think that it does that just to cover its own donkey. So again, it's matching up with the tests here. I've never had it. The little Supco's never let me down personally, but I have heard other people tell me stories. But you know, I take that with a grain of salt. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll move over here to line 2, or sorry, neutral, and we're gonna tag everybody but ground here real quick. Switch over to the 500. Dun. 550, that's my number. We'll switch over to 1,000 and climbing up into the 3s, 4s, and flying. Now let me get this guy off. And I don't want to zap my megger with another megger, so that's why we're pulling that guy off. And we'll hit this guy, and he's gone well over 1,000 and climbing. And we'll move on to the next guy here. This is line 3. Bad habit, calling red, line 2, when it is line 3. 550, says he's happy. And we're climbing well into the 5s. 5,000 range. Off the charts, baby. Okay, let's see Supco. And we're just going to hammer this nail on the head. I guess there's some people that don't believe in insulation resistance tests. They don't think that it is a form of testing wires. I know Fluke has made quite a big chunk of change selling these testers to some of our best electricians out there. I don't see why Fluke would make a product that is unnecessary. So that would be my argument. I'm sure I'll get a lot of comments saying, "Oh, Dave, you're a hack. Change your Instagram name." Whatever, man. I mean, I can go through and I can ring these out, which I already have. With this is just Klein Tools CL710, and just ring out continuity. But you know, if you've already done the insulation test, that's kind of a moot point. But you know, up to you guys. I'll leave you at your own discretion. I would say at the minimum, get one of these guys. I know there's some other little testers out there, but I know this one works good, and I've tested mine. And again, like my meter, I'll dial it in with a good known working meter and make sure that I have accurate results every time I have them both on the table or on a job. So that way, you're on the same page and running with what you have going on here. And, you can see in real time. Field testing is always the best testing, in my opinion. So let's move on to, we're going to go to, where were we at? We were going to line 2, which is going to be our high leg here. Where did my probe go? There he is. And thank you everybody for your patience. I'm not a paid actor, just a good looking electrician, so 550. And let's see here, at 1,000 volts, he's climbing 3, 4, and well into the 5s. Oh, I had the backlight, so let me unplug him and we'll go into the next one. It is nice and hot here today. I am dripping sweat under our canopy. A little bit of a breeze coming in though. Let's see what little supco says. The little toaster that could, well above 1,000. So yeah, I mean it's going toe to toe. I haven't seen any difference here. I did have a house where they got, I did a review video on this. If you watch it, I was able to see a lot of close calls on that job, as they had melted wires everywhere throughout their house. And we had to pull in a lot of, they got a 700 volts plus. So I was able to do a lot of close call scenarios, and the supco did not fall behind as far as testing wires. On motors, I don't test that many motors in comparison to the amount of wires I test. So I'll leave that to you guys. I did test a motor in my video with this guy. I do have that motor. Maybe I'll do a video with this guy. So we'll see what happens there. Just let me know if that's something that you guys want to see, and I'll jump on it. Maybe my whip here is falling in the dirt. And so I did say the next one that was questionable. This was the most questionable one. So we're gonna do this pair next, and it was this red here that was question. It only went up to 400. So we'll see what that one is, and then I'll put into the master electrician if it seems a little low, because I already changed this one out. Let's see here. We've done all those guys, so I'm gonna move over to this guy. These little teeth on this guy though, I wish these clamps were a lot bigger, but they do have little magnets on them. You'll see that there, he's got a magnet on it though. These don't have magnets. I don't really test steel wires, but I guess that could be good for cans or something if you didn't have something hanging out. So let's go. We're on we're on line 1, and we'll go to line 3, and we're gonna hit it at the 550 as usual, and then we'll switch to 1,000, and we're going well into the 5s. The supco only goes to 1,000. Anything over 1,000, the light just turns off. So, I haven't needed to know that it's over that's beyond question. So let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, he's showing the same numbers. So let's go to B phase here, and we'll just stab them in there. And we'll go up. And he's at 550. We'll hit it with 1,000 volts. He's just 500 and climbing. This tester does lock in the number until you hit test or you hit lock. So the last one on the list, let's do this little buddy. And I mean, we're at 10, 12 tests in a row. We're all getting the same numbers. So let's move on to this guy, and that would be all phases to ground, and all phases to phases, and all phases to neutral, and ground to neutral that we have now tested. Let's do the fluke first. And I disconnect the hot, well, one leg, whichever one I'm sending the voltage through. I disconnect that so we don't zap each other. I know we all want to see the two mega testers fight, but I prefer to. I don't know if that would mess them up, but I'm sure there's a fuse somewhere, and wherever there's current or voltage going through, they generally fuse it, and you'll have your green board. If you got a microprocessor chip in everything there is today, even in every single LED light on the planet, so you can blow stuff up, and that's why you don't share neutrals or switch legs around. And you get away with it for a while, but in the end, it's just, is it worth it? You're eventually going to find that one guy who moves stuff around, so that way you end up blowing everything up. Okay, so we're done with this branch here. So I'm going to move on to this guy back here, and I'm going to switch my grounding over. I had Yosemite Sam hooking up the grounds yesterday. He went out of town. He had his family tragedy. I appreciate any prayers you guys send out there for him. He's a really good guy, and he's an all-American Guatemalan. Not sure what that means, but the guy loves it, loves this country, and he's got a good head on his shoulders, and any prayers for him is highly appreciated. But let's see, this is our first one here. Dun, dun, dun. So, no, I'm on the wrong ground. Dun, dun, dun. Man, it's hot out. That's how you make mistakes. Good thing we're videotaping it, so I would have seen my mistake, right? If I watched my own videos. So this is the one that's in question here. Let's see what the fluke says, because I got 2 readings on the Meg yesterday, and it took a little while to load up on my first 2 tests. A little bit longer than the other 3 wires in the pull. So I'm keeping an eye on it, you know. It only went up to 400 where everybody else was 700 and above, and it took a little longer to load up. So I went over there and I kicked on the pipe and I jiggled it, but before that, before I messed with anything, the third and fourth test on that wire came out to 700. So the first 2 tests, without changing anything, were 400. The third and fourth test were at 700, but it took a little longer to load up on the first 2 tests for some reason. So whatever that means to you, I'm taking it with due diligence here. I want to make sure that I'm not having an issue with that particular line, and they want me to come up with something to change up to get authorization to change out that run, just because wire is expensive, blah blah blah, the deal, and they don't want me doing work for no reason. I could only show them that the pull jacket was getting torn, and this is it's slip wire or Serro wire that my boss hasn't given me approval. I'll look them up and see. I know some guys have done it with some other companies, and generally, basically, if the pull jacket gets torn up, that's not an issue as long as the actual insulation doesn't get ripped up. It's a green light to use it. So again, check with your wire manufacturer. They're going to be the delegate on that situation. So anyways, let's see what we got here. It's loading up. This is a 500. Now this is a longer run. This is an unbroken run of 300 foot and 550. So that checks out at 500 volts. We'll go ahead and jack it up to 1,000, and let's go. Bam, we're going. Loading up. Okay, past 4, 5. That's a good wire. $800 and climbing. Oh yeah. Putting the fluke to the test too, huh? Yep, well over 1,000. So I don't think you're gonna get a different result. So let's see what the now be careful touching the wires. If you grab these wires a little too soon, you'll get a little happy birthday zap. See, he's going to 3, dancing, 4, he wants to hit he's going to 7. Yeah, you see you can actually see it's debating on going to 1,000. So I mean they're pretty close on the way they're dialed in, but this tester does have a couple other functions that are pretty cool, especially if you're going through the DAR and you want to compare and all that stuff. But that I'll leave that for somebody else on a different video. If you guys want me to do one, I'll need to pull out a book. So I'm going to declare the red wire as good. I have video footage of it. I took my due diligence and I sent in a recommendation to actually change out this run. I'm not contesting this test. I am just saying, hey, if we can do it, hey, let's do it. But if not, we do the test. I did request a load bank, but that is what circuit breakers are for. So worst case, we blow a hole in the conduit and we cut the conduit out and I get what I want anyways. It's not going to get energized under load at any point until after it's been energized and tested and we know it's not blowing holes in pipe, and I will be monitoring these, and I'm gonna just hammer the bejesus out of them when I do put them in, so that way I know that it's been strained on and thoroughly tested. And I mean, I have never had the Meggers fail me on a wire test, so I do trust them, but I am a very cautious person, so I did recommend that and a load bank. So just throwing that out there. Again, there's guys that are more experienced than me, that have better credentials than me, who are giving me the orders, so I take them as I get them. So line 2's done, or sorry, line 3's done. This is C phase, because this here is our high leg, so that's going to be B phase. We're going to move on to line 1. Dun, 500. Now, this could be kind of a boring video, maybe a good one to fall asleep to, unless you got quite the egghead on you, which means you're probably pretty smart. And you find some very strange things interesting, like insulation tests that go on for an extended period of time. Yeah, you'll notice that it takes a lot longer to load this one up. Well over 1,000, I'll take it. Now let's do, oh, we already did that one. So we got a double test on that one. Let's do line 1. And 500, sorry about that, guys. Don't mean to waste your time. $550. All right, let's go to 1,000. Okay, we hit 1,000, so I'm just going to tap out because this thing will just take forever to go to 5. It's like on the other one. It's just climbing. Anything over 100 should be good, but I like numbers above 4, so that's how I test. You know, if something's kind of low, I'll either just change it out, you know, because it might be questionable. Unless it's like a really long run. I mean, this one right here is 340 foot. So if, you know, and it's loading up all the way beyond 1,000. So there really isn't an excuse for, you know, wires being in that strange range unless they're, you know, thin jacketed, which that would mean it's probably an older, sketchier wire. I would probably change it out anyways, but that's just how I do it. To each his own. You know, I try to do a little bit of due diligence, and you know, I still get criticized. So here we go. Loading up, loading up, loading up. 407. Thinking about 1,000. There it is. Yep. So again, little Supco's not bad, man. He's not a bad ticket there. You know, I put faith in it So let's go ahead and we'll grab B-phase here, Mr. High Leg. Fit him in there. And where's my handy dandy? Don't do it. Oh, that's why they got replaceable blades on those guys now. Yep, here we go. And I think the last one's neutral. So let's go to 5 and test. It's gonna be a long video, guys. Kudos to anybody who hangs out with me the whole time. I appreciate you. 550. Next, let's go 1000 volt. Yep, over 1,000 and climbing. That's a good wire. So let's go ahead and that was B phase here, our high leg, and oh, wrong one. And let's see where she goes. Loading up, loading up. Now, Supco recommends you hold that button down for, I think it was 30 seconds or a minute in the manual for this thing. But if you got quite a bit of stuff to do, anything after 15-20 seconds, I haven't noticed much difference on. And I've tested thousands of things with this. But yeah, same results, but you'll go through a lot of these C-cell batteries. I do notice that this guy gives a little bit bigger of a spark than the Fluke, but I'm guessing they have finer tuned instruments that cost a little more, so you don't need as much spark for whatever reason. I couldn't tell you how they design their stuff, but my understanding is they are the superior tester in quality. So I don't think you're going to get $900 quality for $200 and them not cut some corners, huh? So let's move on to the neutral, and here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I need my little buddy here again, just so I can get a good grab on it. So this guy did come with additional alligator clips. I didn't bring them, and this is in here pretty good. Oh, that one. There. Really shove it in there. I actually think that's grabbing better than the clips. We'll do 5. Load them up, boys. $550. That's a cap, and then let's go. Let's watch her climb. Yep, over 1,000. Okay. Okay, let's get our little supco on here. Come on, little buddy. I'm just gonna measure these wires to death, I guess. And he's thinking about 1,000. Thinking about it. Yep, there it is. Yep, 1,000. Okay. That's those guys. Let's see, we're going to move these onto to neutral. And we'll go from neutral to my questionable guy. The one we wondered about. I'll hit it with the 5. $550, 1,000. Loading up pretty quick. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. Okay, so let me move my little supco over here. Supco. Let's see, I'll grab that guy right there. And oh, don't zap your meter. What is the voltage on this guy? Oh, okay. So they run the same voltage, they just run a different capacity. Yeah, this one sends a 6 volt, this sends a 6 volt, so shouldn't be too bad if you cross sections. And I only did it for a second, but let's go ahead and I will test this guy, make sure I didn't hurt him. That way I don't have to have this thing recalibrated or worked on. Let's see if we get the same numbers. Yep. I would say that mimics the test pretty good, what we had before. Actually, it's a good test. Okay, I think we're okay. So we'll move on to line 1. And we'll go to 5. $550. And we'll go to 1,000. And well over. Let's see here, and we're 42 minutes into the video. Just check and make sure it's still recording. And we will remove you. And climbing. Over 1,000. Okay, a little supco did it. And I believe we were missing B phase. There he is. And we'll hit him with the 5. 550. And go up to 1,000. Yeah, well over 1,000 climbing. So you're gonna find the lines good. Let's see. So we did neutral to all the lines. So now we need line 1 to all the lines. So we're on this phase first. Hit it at 5. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Nice and warm today. 550, good. And let's see here, 1,000. $1,700 and climbing. Let me check the camera here, guys. I want to see if you're actually Yeah, you can see that number there, just barely. Good enough. Scooch a little bit forward. I move this guy out of the way. There we go. I think I can still get to everybody there. Get a little bit better of a view. I am here in the field, so. Okay, and we were gonna do, that's B phase. We'll hit it with the supco. The brave little toaster here. Ooh, he's dancing. Where is he going? Oh, he's got a little bit of a light show, huh? But all in the green. Over 1,000, he's happy. Let's see, and next we'll do B phase, or C phase here to line 1, A to C, 500, and he's at 500. He did a little dance too. Go to 1,000 and climbing, and we are at over 1,000. I'm digging it. Okay, come on out, little buddy. Climbing, dancing, climbing. 1,000. Calling it good. Okay, so we did line 1 to all 3 legs and neutral, and we did all the legs to neutral. So the last one, or the next one, would be line 2, or sorry, B phase. Sorry, these split phase and 3 phase when you're jumping lingo. So we'll go to our high leg here. Just test both of these to each other. Do a 5 just for kicks. 550. And we're getting really consistent numbers. Well over 1,000. So let's grab supco coming in, and a little dance. That's life when you're going 300 feet and 1,000. Okay. Oh, I pulled the wrong one off. It's hot today, guys. Pardon me. Let's see. I believe the next one is this guy here. Should be line to line. Okay. 1,000, and let's rock and roll. Dun, dun, dun. Well over 1,000. Yeah, unfortunately, these are good numbers. I don't get to change out the wire that everybody wants me to change out, which I'd like to change out too, but you know, the test outdoes me. So let's go to line 1, and I believe the last one here is to the high leg. Yes. CR 500. Loading up. 526 volts. And at 550 plus mega ohms. Okay, I'll switch to 1,000 here. Yeah, we're climbing. Yeah, well over 1,000, 16, 17, and climbing. Okay, let's try a little supco, buddy. And I think this is the last one for this branch. And we're going to move on to those next ones over there. Here, we'll do the supco first. Already hooked up. Moving over to the next one. Not sure how I'll do this. Let me check and see if you guys are going to be able to even see that. Yeah, I think you guys can see it. I think I have a piece of wire I can tie that shut with. Knock me over. Okay. Just a second, guys. Seems to want to hold. Okay, I think we're back in business. Let's see here, I'll get him set up, hit my ground, and then this one's going to be the short wires here. But and where should we start? Oh, messing up my whips. Let's go with black. Pop open there. Pop open there. Watch your fingers, folks. Let's start with black. Let's see. What say you? Loaded up and happy. Now this run I didn't really have much issue pulling, so I'm just testing this one just because we got the testers here and it's a long run. So, and that one's good. That was line one. Good old supco here, little buddy. 4.7. That's a long run. Same as the other, 340 foot. There we go. Good. Let's see, line 1, and then let's do line 2 next. Line 2 is orange. Don't touch. Okay, capped. Ooh, it's nice and warm today in the shade. Okay, well over 1,000. Line 3 is trying to attack line 2. C phase is attacking B phase. Oh, sorry, wrong one. There we go. And he's going. 7. And it hit 1,000. It is blinking. There you go. Same numbers. I guess we'll go to numbers. C phase here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, that is line. Well, I'm backwards. Sorry about that. Let's go. Line 2. Okay, 550 max. And let's climb. Oh, he's loading up slow. There we go. We're going. Over 1,000. I'll take it. Get a little supco in here. And loading up a little slow too, huh? Yep, 1,000. Oops, sorry. Okay, and so that's, last one neutral. I don't want that guy. Hmm. 500, let's go. Oh, getting a little bit of a breeze. A little bit of a breeze. Awesome, 550. And let's see. Okay, that's over 1,000. Okay, supco time. Whoa, 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 whoa. And we are getting, come on, baby. Oh, wants to do 1,000. There it is. All right. So I'll switch over to the neutral. Oop. Gotcha. Okay, where is my line? And 5 and test. Yep, 550. Okay, let's hit 1,000. Yeah, well over 1,000. That's good. And then we get a little supco in here. That's a lot of extra work to get called a hack, I guess. But those Instagram comment pirates are a little mean these days. Oh, yeah, well over 1,000. Okay, next one we'll go to line 2, which is red. Line 2, red. C phase. 550. Over 1,000. Pull it out. Let's get a little supco. Hit 1,000. Let's see. And line 3. Mr. High Leg. Up there. $5.50. And at 1,000 volts. Well over 1692, and then that's it for everybody to neutral. So we're gonna go from line 1 to the different lines, and should be it. I'm already in line 3, so I'll go ahead and test that. Oh, let's do a 500. Just for the sake of it. 550. And we're going up to well over 12. We're good. And we'll throw in a little supco. We'll move you to line 2, C phase. And then we'll move you over to B phase, line 3. And oh, 1,000 on him. Pull. And 500 is going 550. He's happy. Do it again. 550. And at 1,000, I didn't push it. I was worried I pushed the button on accident. Well over 1,000. 14, 15, 16, 17, counting. I'll go back to 5, pull him out. And that's those guys. And let me get this little buddy here. Supco. Over 1,000. Now all we gotta do is do red to orange. And I believe that's the end of the road here. B phase to C phase. Let's see what we got. 550. Well over 17. Okay, and let's hook this guy up. Yeah, this should be our last test here. Last one. That's a lot of tests. Woo! I'm Tucker, and doop 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 doop. Yeah, so I mean, you saw the tests we did. That's why I say I've had good luck with these little guys. You know, I mean, this look yourself. You know, make your own decision. You know, I mean, if you need numbers above 1,000, then you know, absolutely, this is the only way to go. If you need, you know, especially, you know, this is great. You got digital readout, but man, if you're just trying to figure out if, you know, some bonehead threw a staple through a wire or something, or cut a wire and something like that, or if you're wondering what's going on with a circuit, and you just want to do a test, I mean, this is, you know, a couple $100. You can have this in your pocket, in your work truck, ready to go. If you got to dispute 1,000, you know, negative eyes, then I would get this one. You know, or if, you know, this you got a customer that likes to sue, or you want to do work for your local utility, man, this is the guy here. So make your decisions, you know, based on, you know, what you think. Don't worry about other people, man, because, you know, people just they only notice when you make a mistake. You can do 1,000 things the right way 1,000 times, but you make one mistake, they'll be there to pour water in your face. So well, that's the video, guys. And you know, again, even though that this tested out good and this is the standard practice, I'm still gonna do, you know, take every precaution with these two circuits here in particular were the ones that had issues. But there was conduit that I did not run on this circuit here, and I didn't see the, you know, I can't see through the pipe. We did have it inspected with a camera, but there was some small anomalies, but I wasn't involved in that. So again, I'm testing it, yada yada. Fast forward a little bit, cut to the point. We measured them. I'm still going to keep an eye on it, just because that's how I do it. Do it your own way. That's your business. But I did this. This is what I call CYA. If you don't know what that means, look it up. But hey, I appreciate you guys, and you know, I'm kind of new to the channel myself, as you know, it's only been up and running for a couple months, and on Instagram for only a month. So hey, hit me in the comments, let me know if there's anything you guys want to see with these two machines here. Let me know. Yeah, hey, thanks guys, I appreciate it. Have a good one.